Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Wraiths, the first of our fast attack choice in this Necron learning curve. So first up, I'll take a look at the models. Obviously I've got the old models here. If you are thinking about guessing the old models, there's a couple of things to note. There's two different types. There's these ones here which have these like wires at the bottom, and there's the normal one. My advice to you is not to bother with these wired ones, and the reason for that is they're very vulnerable to snapping. You know, if this model bends in your case, the model just snaps off. Actually, that's what's happened to this one. I've had to embed mine in a load of green stuff into the base to glue it back on. So a bit of a pain, really. So yeah, if you can get the ones which don't have the wires on, that is definitely your best option. I've got mine marked up in the usual way. So I've got these three with crystals on, and these threes with rocks on. Mainly because the old codex you could only have 3, but of course now we can have 6. So let's have a look at these guys in the new codex. So yes, they are 35 points each, and there's a few options for them. Now there's 3 options. 2 are basically guns, and 1 is the whip coil, which helps with your initiative, because these got a massive reduction in their initiative from initiative 6 down to initiative 2. But you can sort of compensate that by having your whip coils. So first of all, whip coils, how many do you have? Do you need them? My personal experience has been 100% you need them, and I would say probably 95% have them on all of your models. Now there is an argument for having maybe 1 or 2 without the whip coils, having those guys up front so they can take the shots. You know, they will die first, and then the rest of your units got the whip coils. But in reality, it makes the unit much harder to use. You're always thinking about which one's got the coils on, etc. You could get attacked from the side, maybe deep striked in, and then you lose your whip coils. Then you've got normal ones left. So all in all, my personal experience, personal preference is to stick whip coils on all of them. I mean, okay, if at the end of the list I'm sort of lacking by, I'm 10 points over, a few points over, I might take 1 whip coil off. But on the whole, I like to have whip coils on all of these guys, because these are an assault unit. The gun options, yes, okay. Things like the particle caster, strength 6 pistol, it's nice. I have used it in the past. I have destroyed a rhino, then assaulted with the wraiths after, but it's just like a one-shot wonder, lucky shot. Overall, they are basically an assault unit. Leave the shooting to the rest of your army. Whip coils on all of these, get them into the assault. Obviously they do have an invulnerable save, just like previously, so a 3+ invulnerable save, and although they don't have the reanimation protocol, they do have 2 wounds. So a unit of 10 is effectively, a unit of 6 is effectively 12 wounds, all with a 3+ invulnerable. Obviously they are only toughness 4. So potentially, if you lose a wound to an instant death type weapon, double your toughness, you will be losing bases at a time. So just bear that in mind. They are jump infantry now. So they've got their 12-inch movement. Then they have obviously their jump packs, so they can do hammer wrath attacks, which is quite nice, give you that extra attack. And of course they are rending. These guys are pretty much very survivable. What I like about these is that they go with any list really, regardless what type of list. If you're using a foot list, using a full AV list, pretty much anything, these guys would go in with a 3+ invulnerable save, 2 wounds. You can get them up front. They don't need terrain. You can just basically push them forward. And in my experience, they've always performed well. I don't think I've ever not had them perform well. And even if they get taken out, it takes a lot of shots to take them out, which means those shots aren't going on other units, your troop choices, for example. So they're still not wasted, even if they go down, because it does take a lot of firepower to take these guys down. Now we do have a few additional options for these guys. which maybe we'll talk about later in the HQ choice. But yeah, Destroyer Lord. Pop the Destroyer Lord in there, give him his 2+ save, give him a Resurrection, not Resurrection Orb, sorry, give him a Warsigh, and basically it makes the whole unit have preferred enemies. They'll be re-rolling all of those ones to hit and to wound, which is fantastic. That really helps get those rending shots in. Now, going back to my experience really with these guys, I mean, I've been in a position where they've literally just stolen the whole game for me on more than one occasion. I remember playing an Annihilation mission with these guys. I was about 9 kill points down, and all I had left was these guys and maybe one squad of warriors. I can't remember what the other one was, but I had another unit and these guys. And these guys here, they pulled back 9 kill points all by themselves. To give me a draw on the game. They were phenomenal. A really, really good performance on the table. Unit size, okay, 3 Wraiths, pretty good, especially with their 2 wounds. That is effectively 6 models, and if you had a Destroyer Lord there as well, actually quite a solid unit. But personally, I like to have a big squad. I like at least 5, ideally 6, just really to give them some punch really. And it's not overly expensive for a unit of 6 with whip coils. I think it's about 270 in total, which isn't too bad considering the amount of damage that they can actually do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. They are fearless as well, of course, you can't forget that. So yeah, fearless unit as well, which is fantastic. So overall, really, really great units. Pretty much no reason why you shouldn't be taking Wraiths at any point. They are in the fast attack slot, which is the most competitive slot for our best units, but they certainly are an excellent choice. So Wraiths, 100% fantastic. Okay, so that's it for this video. Next up, we're going to look at the Scarab Swarms. And as you know, I'm a big fan of Scarab Swarms, got my Scarab farming list, etc. So yeah, more to come.